And moving on to the third story that we're talking about this evening. The Pune police continues to widen its investigation into the murder of Chetan Agarwal, the 26-year-old man who was all set to marry Sia Goel before he was murdered. The Pune police today conducted a crime scene reconstruction with accused Chetan at the historic Lohagarh Fort. During this exercise, Chetan reportedly detailed how Chetan Agarwal was pushed to his death from the cliff's edge. Investigators claim the accused lay in wait near a temple at the fort summit prior to the incident on June 18. Let's take a step back and also tell you about how this sinister conspiracy unfolded. Two failures and then the alleged frustration that investigators say changed the course of the case. On May 31st, the first attempt to kill Chetan failed as Chetan's fall was reportedly shielded by the bushes. On June 14th, another attempt allegedly failed amidst the crowd at Lohagarh Fort. Multiple setbacks, and then came the alleged outburst by Sia's alleged lover Chetan. Tumse na ho payega. As per investigators, it was then that a new plan was discussed for June 18, the day Chetan was allegedly thrown over the cliff's edge. Now, just a few days back, police quizzed Sia's family about Sia and her alleged lover Chetan. Their statement to the police paints a picture of no knowledge, no suspicion. The family claims that they were unaware of Sia and Chetan's alleged relationship, unaware of any meeting after the engagement, and unaware of any alleged conspiracy. They say that Sia never complained about Chetan, was not forced into marriage, and had agreed to the engagement willingly. Was it family pressure or something deeper that remains to be seen? Well, in a recent article, Chetan Bhagat has expressed a few points of view, raising questions about the role of such urban families and also businessman families, where they talk about the interdependence, how parents want to be seen with disciplined children, and children also who, of course, want to enjoy the wealth of their parents, that has led to perhaps this situation. Is that a fair assumption? Listen into this conversation. And joining us in the briefing room for more on this is Chetan Bhagat, a noted author and columnist, in fact, whose column has received a lot of bouquets as well as brickbats. Thanks so much for joining us, Chetan Bhagat, here on Times Now. And let me begin with the premise of your article, where you've explained the situation of families where Gen Zs perhaps not in a position to say no. But surely, as you write as well, if Sia didn't have the courage to say no to her parents, how did she have the courage to murder a person is a question that many are asking.
Yes, and that is a crazy scenario. It's an exceptional case because something like this, cannot happen abroad. You can, even when you murder like a husband, those are very rare, but you can still say that, okay, she was not being given a divorce, the in-laws were tormenting her, dowry demands were being made, she was being physically abused, whatever. In a fiancé case, it's very simple. You just call it off. She can legally go to the family court with her boyfriend, get married, get a certificate, send the PDF of that certificate to both the sets of parents and say, sorry, mom, your daughter is taken. Now, or she can at least have a conversation. So something that can be solved with a conversation. Why did a murder happen? That is, it's very intriguing. This does not mean that if she has indeed murdered, because we should be responsible, she's still an alleged criminal, she should be punished very harshly, right? So there is no justifications. I'm not justifying anyone, being very clear. But there are explanations, right? Explanation and justification are two different things. And the explanation is that what the police has said to the media, that Sia told them that she did not call off the wedding because that would have brought shame to the family. And that was something on social media a lot of girls wrote, that we get it. We get it. It's really hard in India to go against your parent on something like this is said, particularly in business families, which I talk about, particularly in these SME types, people who are like 10 crore to 500 crore family businesses, daddy doing grandfather's business, grandfather, and then the son is going to do the same business. Because these businesses, which I argue are not very innovative. I mean, they are making money, there's effort in running them, but they are making wires and cables and sanitary tiles and good things for the economy, but they are not doing the next AI or robotics like China is doing. All our tech companies have come from elsewhere. This sector has not contributed that many. So what do these people do? They want to maintain their social status in society, not by innovation or being true entrepreneurs. Sorry, it may seem harsh, but by flexing their wealth and flexing how compliant their kids are. And nothing better than a big Indian wedding where they get to show a lot of money being spent. And then they get this child, they get to display, look, my child, listen to me. Married where I said, खानदान में शादी हुई, जात में शादी हुई, बराबरी में शादी हुई, same community में शादी हुई, बनियों में शादी हुई, मारवाड़ी, whatever it is. So that pressure is so high. Now, these businessmen need to change this regressive mindset. But the second thing I argue is the kids. Why aren't the kids able to talk?
But let me come. I'm coming to the kids. Just a moment. I'll just come to kids in 1 minute because, I'm just going to through all these points one by one. One of the problems with that argument, and perhaps you're right, perhaps the lack of creativity, etc., all that is there. The focus as far as parenting in terms of actually organizing the wedding and that being the be-all and end-all rather than focusing on parenting, talking, etc. All those are relevant points. But the problem with that argument is that sometimes it may inadvertently end up rationalizing, if not justifying the actions of the perpetrator. And do Sia and Chetan really deserve, if they are guilty, that level of understanding?
If they are guilty, they will be hanged or given life imprisonment because those are the only two punishments for murder in my country. If they are guilty, that is decided by courts, not by media, not by a columnist like me. If they are given innocent certificate, that's given by the court, not by me, not by you. It is silly to do it. It is not even intellectually stimulating for me to do it. And it's so obvious that if they have done it, this is downright evil because there were 100 other things you can do before you do this. It is never justified. And nobody is taking the fault away from her. She will be put in jail. She is in jail. I think proving the case, that's a completely separate argument. In court is a challenge here, by the way. But we are not discussing the case. I'm not an investigative journalist. I'm interested in the broader issue, which remains. It's like when a child commits suicide in quota or through an entrance exam pressure. Every child is not committing suicide. But should we not discuss that maybe lakhs of students are facing the pressure? It's the same.
Absolutely.
Sometimes one case allows you to discuss a very broader issue. And we should, because it's never been discussed. This is my golden opportunity that the nation's attention is on this. Now is the time I can tell parents, dude, what are you guys doing? And that's why the column has connected. Why is it connected? And why are we still talking about this case 2 weeks later? It's not even a mystery case. See, in a Arushi case, we didn't know who did it. So the nation got busy solving the mystery.
True.
Here we know. The people are the same. Nothing has changed since day one. But people are intrigued because deep down, it's taking on too many issues are involved here.
Right. You also refer to the SME background, the business, mentality, etc., etc. But there are also those who would argue that are we placing too much importance on Sia's wealthy background and seeking to explain her actions in some way or the other when she could very well be an evil woman with no sense of morality or respect for law, even if she was, say, from an economically weaker background?
I mean, theoretically, anything is possible. And even in lower economical sections, the pressure from parents can be there. But here it's very easily explained because the kids are dependent on the parents and the people are also spoiled. No, they are also used to a lifestyle. The parents give them all the lavish things. Like, have you ever gone shopping for clothes? I'm asking you.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Have you ever shopped for 1 crore?
Never. I don't think I don't think I own anything that is 1 crore.
1 crore for shopping, beta, jaake kapde khareed lo. So this is a different alternate reality only.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is what they also love the kids and they indulge the kids, but they also want to control the kids. And therefore it is like, this is this case, but it can happen in a different setting. It can happen in any like we have all kinds of things happening, lovers eloping, getting killed, honor killings, all kinds of things happen in all kinds of levels of society too. So yeah, crime can happen anywhere. You're right.
True. But there's also a larger question. I think one of the points that you made, I think that really hits home because we are talking about this, as you rightly said, several weeks after, is that what is your advice? You've said that, parents should be pushed back against, if they are going to impose certain moral values, people have to learn to be independent, etc. That's very much easier said than done because the reality of India, the middle class, even the lower middle class or the upper middle class for that matter, is that we still have that middle class morality, Victorian values at some level, which still exist in our society.
Even Victoria's descendants are not following those values now.
True. But we are. That's the unfortunate reality.
I mean, look at the British royalty and what has happened to it. But that's a separate thing. But you're right, it's not easy. And it's particularly not easy for these kids because they don't have qualifications to be financially independent. If you're financially dependent, but you want your life to be independent, that doesn't happen, brother. You want to be this cool Gen Z kid who goes to clubs. Work hard, no.
Absolutely.
Make money. And then you can stand up to daddy. Daddy's paying the bills and you are addicted to that money flow beyond your capability. You don't have a resume. You don't have good degrees. You don't have a LinkedIn profile. You are just waiting to sit in daddy's shop. So how will you stand up to them? So you're right. Some of it is on them. And then what are you doing? You are becoming violent in this particular case and going totally crazy. Like not even, like it was one conversation, like I said.
True. So
and so much misery. I mean, I'm a father. I have sons. What she did was terrible. How dare anyone even suggest that I'm justifying her? How can I justify her? I have 2 sons. I know what those parents are going through.
Absolutely. And that's the unique paradox of Indian society.
I mean, I'll never know, but I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. On the one hand, you have those who want a meritocracy, who fight for their merit at all costs. On the other hand, you have this entitled class of people who, as you rightly say, perhaps are addicted to the riches that their parents are providing them. It's a unique paradox that exists in our society today.
Exactly. It's like these parents, and parents should in some ways control the kids when they are minors. If you have a 3-year-old kid, you have to control. You can't give your 3-year-old kid an iPad.
Absolutely.
But people do. If you go to Indian restaurants, people are giving. So, but that's separate. But once you become adults, you cannot treat them like your property, even though you're funding them. And you cannot take advantage of this. And like I said, this whole culture of trying to control kids, doing super lavish weddings, instead of like becoming true entrepreneurs and letting the kids live their lives and you living your own fulfilling lives. Imagining that you put a grand set like a period movie set for your kid's wedding and then the whole world will think you're somebody great. True. It is garish, it is tacky, it is regressive. It's wrong in a country that per capita income is still low. Where 80 crore people still get free ration and you're like blowing up crores into one night of display. What is that? It's not a display of love. What is it? It's just a vanity projects. And then telling kids that you cannot marry outside the community because hamare mein to yahi hota hai. We are Indians. We are a very diverse society. How can you say your kids are traveling everywhere these days to work and all? They will meet other people, right?
Absolutely.
So how can you like say, no, ye nahi karna, wo nahi karna? It's just, how is this good for the country?
Absolutely. Parenting is never an easy task, but I think this entire incident has blown open, and given us all a lot of food for thought. Chetan Bhagat, I'd like to thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to us here at Times.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.